Okay, so we've got our four things right here. We're actually going to make ourselves a fifth one, okay? And the fifth one is going to be very important because it's going to determine how we're all going to be able to do this. So, how many times can you get something incorrect before you lose in this? Now, I have it set for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8. Once you get 8 times, you lose. So therefore, I'm actually allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm allowed 7 X's before I will eventually... I'm allowed up to 7 X's before I would actually lose. So it's like baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. But you're still allowed to have 2 strikes and continue the game. Okay? Or continue your up to bat. So, if I have, like, say, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 spaces in here. I'm allowing this hangman. Remember, this is just my visual representation of the hangman. If you want to get more fancy, it would actually be a guy hanging from a post or whatever. So, this is my visual representation. I'm allowing this drawing to get up to here, and I'm still allowed to play. Once I get to here, I lose. So what I have to do is figure out the maximum length of this. Whether it's 4, 5, 6, 2, whatever the maximum length of this entire bucket is. And I just have to go as long as I don't get this one. So as long as I'm 1 underneath the maximum number in this, I'm good. So remember, this is slot 0, slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, that sort of fun stuff. So, as long as I'm 1 underneath the maximum, I'm good. So I'm just going to name this, I don't know, Max Wrong. Because I'm obviously, not that inventive when it comes to name conventions. But we're okay with that because I know that the maximum wrong is the maximum number that I can have wrong. So the maximum I'm allowed to have is going to be equal to the length, because remember, I'll wait for that car to drive past. The length is however many items I have inside this container. So the length of the container, and what's the name of that container? The length of that container that I'm using happens to be Hangman. So it might not be Hangman for you, it's whatever you named this container. So the list of that, so the list of that, and then it's simply going to subtract 1. So basically, I am now allowed to be up to here. Okay? And if I somehow made myself another thing, like blah 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 blah, now I'd be allowed to go up to here. I'd be allowed to go 1 further. If I made myself another thing and put it, like, I don't know, a you lose here, or whatever, now I'd be allowed to go up to here. Or maybe if I add another thing in and now just say, just kidding, or whatever, I would now be allowed to go up to you lose. Whatever the maximum thing of this is, 1 before it, I'm allowed to be up to. So, with this code right here, it doesn't matter. You don't have to physically put a 3 or a 2 or a 5. You don't have to count it out. It's just whatever it is. Whatever your bucket is, however many choices, however many chances your bucket has, will be the maximum amount you can use. So I will just, get rid of all that. So, there we go. So we just have to now make sure that something's going to happen. And so we get to play while... You see? We're using a while loop. I guarantee you we're using this guy now. So while wrong is less than the max wrong. So as long as we are good, as long as we have had less than the maximum number we can get wrong, And, because what's the other thing we have to figure out? We have to figure out if this dashed word right here is going to equal this word. So while we haven't gotten all the letters yet, so how are we going to do that? So what was the name of that? Oh, that was the dashed word. So while dashed word does not equal the picked word, right? So as long as my dashed word does not equal my picked word, and as long as I still have not gotten, as long as I still have, body parts left on this guy on the tree, because you can end this game two ways. You can either end it by running out of turns, you filled up the body, or you can run out of letters to pick. You can get the word correct. There's two possible ways to end this, so we have to attribute for both of these possible scenarios. Then we get to make stuff. And now here's where we're going to fill this all in. And I'll give you a clue here. This guy right here is going to be inside this. So, let's continue on in the next video. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Yes, I know I indented block because I don't have it proper yet.